Good afternoon. Psychologists tell us that one of the wellness challenges that people all over the world are facing is that so many people are reporting feeling a sense of disconnection from other people. They long for more meaning and purpose in their lives and more of a feeling of acceptance and belonging. Yesterday, when the global leaders were presenting, one of the leaders made a very courageous statement. He said, "I've been wondering, am I good enough?" And I thought, that's it. That's one of the things that keeps us disconnected from each other. Because in order to really connect, to really have a deep relationship with someone, we have to open our hearts. But when we open our hearts, we also expose all of us. And if we're very honest, many of us, most of us probably wonder, what if people see all of me? What if they see my flaws? Will they think I'm not good enough? Will they reject me? And so we tend to keep part of us closed. As I was looking around this whole week at the beautiful weavings, I was reminded of what the Navajo peoples do when they weave rugs. Every time they weave a rug, they purposely weave in a flaw because it reminds them and others that we're not meant to be perfect. They believe that the flaw in the rug is what gives it its uniqueness and indeed its beauty. And they believe that the flaws in ourselves are what give us our uniqueness and our beauty. But that's not really what we teach our children, is it, all the time? It's not really what we tell ourselves. All too often, here's what we tell our children. Take a test, you'll get a number, and that will tell you if you're good enough. And if someone has a higher number, they're your competition, and you have to try harder so you can be number one. And when we're all worried about who's number one, that's where the problems in our world start, and we see it all the time. But it doesn't have to be that way. It starts with us. We still do it all the time. Am I okay? Am I good enough? Who has the most money? Who has the best house? Do I have the best title? Is someone better? And we are in competition. But it doesn't have to be that way. What I believe, and I think you join me in believing this, is that every one of us comes into this world good enough just as we are, worthy of love and belonging without having to do anything. We do not have to earn a sense of belonging and worthiness in this world. We come in that way. But we don't come in fully ourselves, fully loving, joyful people because we need each other to learn how to become that. Listen to what the poet Khalil Gibran wrote. Your neighbor is your other self dwelling behind a wall. When there's understanding, all walls shall fall down. Who knows but that your neighbor is your better self wearing another body? And oh my goodness, I have found my other self, my better self, in so many of your bodies walking around this week. When you shared from your heart in the sessions, when you had the courage to tell your real stories in the plenaries, when you went and told who you really were in Bonnie's Global Cafe, when you had honest conversations with each other on the breaks, I would say, I want to be like that. I want to learn how to be more courageous like that. I want to learn how to have a better sense of humor like that. I want to learn from that person about their strength of heart. And when those children came and danced, I said, I want to learn how to put it out there like that, don't you? Don't you just want to? That's why we all responded, because no one has yet taught those children that they have to be cautious, because they might make a mistake, and so they have to hold it in. They're going for it with their whole hearts. Now, here's the thing. When we go for it with our whole hearts, there's a risk because we are flawed human beings. And we hurt each other's feelings, and we have disagreements, and we have conflicts. But I have a secret. Those things we think of as being bad really aren't, because actually what they are is our teachers coming to us in disguise, teaching us how to be better human beings. And that's how it works. So, what if we taught our children this way? What if we said, you're coming into the world totally worthy. You don't have to do anything to earn love, but you get to learn from everyone around you how to be more joyful, how to enjoy this world to the fullest, how to be the most loving you can be. And guess what? Those other people in your life, they're not your competition. They're your teachers. And those other people anywhere in the world, they're not your enemies. They're your teachers. And you need them all. Because we need all of us. We can't afford to lose any of our teachers. And I want to thank you all for being teachers to me this week and teachers to each other. I've seen you take risks. I've seen you not close your walls even when it got a little hard sometimes. I've seen you really, really share. And as we learn to do that together, then we're going to be able to teach that to our children. And when we can do that, that is how we are going to change the world together. So, on behalf of all of us at the World Forum Foundation, I want to thank you so much for the way you generously and courageously opened your hearts to each other and to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.